Hi everybody, this is Pat in the paper closet. Glad you came back. Today I'm going to be working on I've named it the Blue Journal. Now, in the last video I made the cover. Came out quite well. This is made out of a grocery shopping bag, covered. I did glue on the spine cover. I did use the copy paper rather than the cardstock. Cover dried hard because of the glue. So all you have to do is just kind of work it into a softer piece. I don't want it hard like a real hard covered book. I wanted it a little bit pliable. So I just kept bending it a little, not making folds in it, but making it softer. And that helped a lot. I just keep going on both sides till it feels a little softer. But otherwise it came out fine. Now it's nice, it has a good shape to it. The paper is a little bit bumpy from the glue, but it's really not too noticeable. It's much better now that I've softened it up. So that's good. So today, I've gathered up everything I need, I hope. Got my glue. Well, I really don't need glue for this. I have this hole punch. What we're going to do today is insert the pages, the signatures, and I'm going to be doing a sewn spine, a sewn stitch, whatever they call it in that world. This is my first. So I've marked where I want. I'm going to put 2 signatures. So I just guessed about 1 inch from the top, and I made a mark a bit away from the fold where the spine is. And then my second mark in the middle, and then the bottom mark is about 1 inch from the bottom. So these 3 are for one signature, and these 3 are for another. Now normally they say to use an awl to make your holes. This is the one that came with this little kit I bought for book stitching, book binding. This has a little plastic cover on the end, but it's very sharp, and I don't have a piece of foam to put under it in order to use it right now. And I don't trust myself to put my hand behind me, my fingers, because I know I will poke myself. So instead of using that today, I'm going to be using my Crocodile 2 by We Are Memory Keepers. And I'm going to be using it on the 1/8 inch hole. Let me move these signatures out of the way right now. Let's show you. And I know this will work fine. I've used this many times. I'm going to use the 1/8 inch hole. And this is much better for me. I can see exactly where I'm punching the hole from the side. Can you see the little hole punch come down? So I just line it up with my little marks and I'll press. And this goes through quite a bit of thickness. So that's what I'm going to use to punch my holes. I have my needle threaded with my wax thread that came in my little kit. I measured it 3 times the length of what I need. I just did 1, 2, 3, and I added a little extra to tie a knot at the end when we're finished. You don't tie a knot first. So I have that all ready to go. What else do I have that I might need? I don't know. My bone folder, some extra. Oh, I need thread for the second signature. Some clips to hold things together. A scissor, a pen to make marks, a pencil, and I think that's all I need. My signatures I have them all set up. And first I'm going to trim them. I've marked them with a pencil. I'm going to cut them with my knife. That I don't. Oh, yes I do. I have the knife. It's a craft knife. So I'm just going to trim them back so they'll fit inside the cover. Right now they're a little too big. They stick out a little too far. We don't want them hanging out of the book. We want them inside the book. So I marked them at 4 1/4 inches wide and 6 3/4 inches long. So they'll be just inside the cover. And now these are 12 sheets, 24 pages. That's 12 sheets are 48 pages, sorry. And I have 2 of them. They're both 12 sheets. So the book should be chunky enough. They fit perfect right now, but after we add pockets and whatnot, they'll be a little bit wider, thicker. All right, so first I'm going to cut these pages. Get these things out of the way. Now this is going to be the first signature. It goes in the front. I have this big clip to hold my pages still so they don't move while I'm cutting them. Excuse me, let me get some water. Okay, I'm going to use my ruler. This ruler does have a metal strip on the end. You don't want to cut on the plastic edge or cut it with your knife. You'll make all little nicks in it. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit out of my way. I'm going to cut this line first. I'll line it up right inside of my mark. I don't want my marks on my paper. And I'm going to cut them. They start out, you don't need heavy pressure. Just a lot of passes with a light press. The first one just to get an even mark. And then just keep going through. Moving out of your way. Continuing on. I'm not pressing very hard. A little pressure, but not much. Just enough to cut through a few sheets. I have a new blade in here, so it's nice and sharp. I'm hoping it's going to come out nice and straight. I've done this before, sometimes with good results, sometimes not. So we'll see. Getting there, almost through. Put a little pressure on that. There we go. Okay, looks like I'm through everything. And it came out very well, thank goodness. Okay, now I'm going to do the ends. Get my clip out of the way. I think I should take these off. Okay, lining it up again inside my line, just inside the line. And I'm going to start. Lightly pressing. Sorry about that. I think I'm almost through. You can feel it when you're taking that. There we go. Okay, I have one more end to go. I'm making quite a mess of all these papers. Okay, take off this clip. This one is also in my way. I'm lining it up just inside my line. And again, just make sure your first pass is nice and straight. That way you keep it all straight by going in the same spot. Like I'm almost through. my ruler, not good. And it seems to be a problem. Not quite. Let's see if I can cut some more. There we go. A few little straggly pieces, but the bottom didn't cut as neatly as the top, but it'll do fine. I don't want to fiddle with it. Then I'll really mess it up. So now we have our signature, which should fit perfectly in our book. Oh yes, enough you can see. It's inside the cover on the side, and it's inside like 1/4 of an inch on each top and bottom. So that'll work good. Okay, I have one more to do. Let me get some of this out of the way. Knock quite a bit on the floor. Clean it up later. Okay. Now the next one, the green one. Okay, I want to move this clip out of my way. Do the same thing. The metal edge of the ruler on the book, just inside the line. And we start cutting. Just take your time until you get through. To move your ruler, that's the trick. I'm not very good at holding it still. There we go, almost through. More. Okay, not bad. Quite even, not too jaggedy. Okay, go to the top. Line up the line. I will tell you, my arm is getting tired. The one that's pressing on the ruler. Speed it up a little. Put more pressure. Nope, not yet. There we go. Okay, I have one more to go. Big mess on the floor. So I'm knocking the papers down. Bits all over my sweater. Okay, let's see if we can get through this one. I think I should have made a line on this side. It would be easier. I'm just going to measure this and mark it. It's like 1 1/8. Buried everything. Find my pencil. 1 1/8. it's easier cutting from the fold outward. Draw my line. Okay. Here we go. Last one. My blade does not feel right. This is much easier cutting from the fold on this side. You don't have all your pieces sticking up. We did it. All right. So now we have our 2 signatures. My little notes, I don't want to lose them. And I want to mark the corner. So I know which way is right side up. I'm just going to put a little pencil mark here. So I know that's the top right corner. And I'll do the same with this one while I'm marking the holes. So when I move it, okay, I mark. That's the top right corner. Okay, I take this off. Now, let me find all my things that I need here. I've buried everything in paper. Okay. The battery fell out of my remote, of course. Okay, now, the first thing I'm going to do is punch the holes in the book binding. So I'm going to lay this down. And you're not going to be able to see exactly where I'm punching, but I can see from the side where that little punch comes down. So I'm going to line this up, show myself where the punch is first. I see it. Right over the hole and give it a press. See, it goes right through. This is pretty thick. It's a lot of glue and a lot of paper. Okay, the second one, I can see where the hole, where the mark is, and punch. Now this one. Can't see my punch. There it is. With a hole. And punch. Okay. Ah, of course I punched the wrong side. Let me get the right one. That's my mark. There we go. Okay, I have 3 for the first signature. I did 1 for the second signature, so I'm going to finish the other 2. The one in the center. I just may use this all the time. I don't think I would go to using the awl. This seems so much easier, and the holes are not that big, so it's not going to affect anything. Last one. It's much easier to see where I'm punching than if I would try and use, say, my very small hole punch, the handheld one, because that you really can't see where you're punching. So I've got my holes punched. Okay, I don't need this anymore. Now I'm going to, this is my front, this is the top right corner. This is my first signature. Let me put my clip back on here. So everything stays even. Now what I'm going to do is put it right up to the holes, say the center of the holes. And I'm just going to put a little pen mark on the signature itself, where I want it. Okay, about 1/4 of an inch from the top and 1/4 of an inch from the bottom, right near the holes. I'm going to use a pen for this and just make a little mark here, and here, and here. So I know where to punch my holes in this one. I'm going to get it right on the center. I do need the hole punch. I was wrong. I forgot about punching these holes. Alright, I have my marks. Take this off. Find the center. The middle page is, here's my middle. Here it is. Okay, now this is my top right corner. Make sure everything's straight. A little bit. Put something on the pages to hold them together. A big clip. My little clip. I think I'll clip the other side also, just so nothing moves. We want the holes even throughout. Okay, so now I have my marks right where I want to punch the holes. Bring back my puncher, my crocodile. And I'm going to punch the holes in here. Okay. That's where I want it. Middle one. And the last one. I have a shadow right where I can't see where the mark is. Yeah. Okay. Alright, that one's done. So we have our 3 holes, just like in our cover. Now I'm going to punch this one, just over with. So, done with hole punching. Okay, that's my front. Move this video away. I'm going to clip this one. And I'm going to line this one up with the second set of holes. 1/4 of an inch or so from the bottom. That's my first one. Let's see if I can match this up. That hole. So I have something upside down? I do. See? Good thing I marked where the top is. That's where the holes were matching up. This is my 3rd hole. That one, yeah, that's much better. Okay, so I'm just trying to get the bottoms even so they're even in the book. So this one, I'm going to jump on my holes. Here they are. No? I passed the holes. Just line it up again. Okay. Take my pen and mark these areas right here on the edge. 1, 2, 3. I had this one right side up. Let's see. Can't remember. Oh yeah, this is the top. Okay, now this one we can punch. Get this out of the way. Find the middle of the page, the middle of the book, the signature. Line up the papers best you can. My fold is pretty identified, so they're even. Okay. clip it together so nothing moves. Okay, on the outside, I'm going to punch. I'm looking for my hole to match up with my little piece that comes down. One. Now the middle one. Finding the middle. There we go. And this bottom one. There. Okay, we have them all punched. Now we're ready to sew them in. I'm just going to leave them all clipped together. I don't want anything moving. Now, where's my thread? Good question. It's in my pile. Is this? No. I lost my threaded needle. It's on the floor. Now we're ready. I'm going to do this first one first. This is my front right top. And this one's going to go right in the first set of holes. So, I'm going to take my needle. It's here somewhere. Here it is. And I'm going to put it through the first hole, right in the center. We go through the center hole first, into that first center hole on the cover. Pull it through, leave a tail. Not that much is good. Now I'm going to go up here to the top. I'm going to go through the cover and then the holes in the signature. Pull that through. Don't pull your tail through, leave it there. Now we're going to go to the bottom. The bottom hole over here. Go through there. And going through the left set of holes on my cover. That's where my first signature goes. Pull that through. Line everything up. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the outside. Put it through the hole of the cover. And then through the book, the signature. I have to see the hole. There we go. Pull it through. Alright. I lost my tail. That was close. I didn't pull it through. Now before you tie this off, you want to make sure one string is on one side of this piece of thread that's going down, and the other one is on the other side. So when you tie it, you tie this down also. Take my needle off. I'm going over first. Tie my knot. Pull it tight. On this one, I'm going to go, I know how to do this, under. So we have to go from the bottom around. We're doing an opposite. That makes a good square knot, I believe is what it's called. I'm going to do one more over. just to make sure it's tight. Okay, we did it. Cut that off. Take off our clips. Alright, so here, what did I put? I thought I sewed my closure to the book. Now I'm going to take my bone folder and try to give this a good press down. It's not really a bone folder. It's by Cricket to scrape my mat, but I can't locate my regular bone folder. Alright, so that's the front signature. This is our top right corner. It's sewed in very tight, tight enough. So now we have to put in the second one, which is going to go in the second set of holes. We're going to do the same thing. You see where our pages are located? They're inside the cover. They're not going to hang out. They won't hang out of the book, which is what we want. Okay, I have to rethread my needle. I'm going to measure this 3 times the length of what we're sewing here. A little past the hole. Go a little past the hole. 1, 2, 3, and add a little extra for your knot to tie it off. Okay. Now, this takes me as long to thread the needle as it did the first time. I may have to cut this out of the video. I've got it. Alright, we're back and I'm threaded. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing. My top right is over here. My top right is here, so it's going to go like this. Okay. We're going to go through the center hole of our signature. This is our second signature. And here's our second set of holes. So we're going to go through the center hole to the outside. Pull it through. Leave a nice long tail. So you don't pull it through like I did. Do the top on the outside. And through the top hole in the signature. And be careful you don't pull out your tail. Mine's right here. Okay, we're going to go across to the bottom hole. Through the signature. Through the bottom hole in the cover. Pull it through. Not too hard so you don't pull out your signature. Signature tail. And now we're going to go through the center hole again. Through the cover and through the signature. Pull it through. Tighten it up as much as you can. Take off your needle. And now we're going to tie a knot, making sure one thread is on one side and one thread is on the other of that center string. And tighten it up again. Can you see there? One's on one side and one's on the other side of this long string. Okay, now we're going to tie a knot again. Should have left a little bit longer tail. Difficult. Okay, one knot. Over. Now we're going to go under. Go under. Finding out on camera is very difficult. And we're going to make one more knot to make sure it stays. That's good. Trim this off. We don't need this big long tail. And then we have both of our signatures sewn in. I'm just going to trim off this little piece on this page. Now we got several. Okay, here's the front of our book. You can see our two signatures are in there. I didn't line them up very well, but that's okay. They're gonna get very chunky as we fill them up, so you're not gonna tell where they start. Give it a good press. Get some creases in there. That's what the outside looks like. A little uneven, but that's okay. You know what I'm going to do with the spine? I've decided I'm going to put on a piece of this wider crocheted lace that I have. So that'll cover up my stitching. And I think it'll look very nice. Goes well with this book. So that's how I'm going to cover that up. Alright, so I think that's it for now. We've got in our signatures, and I'll be back and we'll start putting some pockets, journaling cards, whatever we want on our pages. I'm not going to put a lot of pockets, I'm only going to put a few. I have little bits hanging off the edge of my pages that I have to clean up. Not too bad though, they're quite even. So that's it. Stack your pages, fold them in half, make sure they have a good crease in the middle and they're all stacked in the middle. Measure and trim them. Make the holes and then just sew them in. Not bad for the first time, I think. Because this should have been over a little bit more. But we'll cover it up with the lace. Okay. That's it for now. Thank you for coming. Please subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll be notified when I'm putting up the next video for decorating the pages. Okay, please hit the like button and share this video with someone. Hit the share button, and I'll be back soon. Okay, thank you. Bye.